What is up, Nuggets? It's your boy, Killer Pizza, here with a brand new video for all you rascals and rapscallions out there. Now today, I kind of stole a concept from another YouTuber, Christian Hannah Horror. Got great horror content on his channel. He recently did a video talking about his favorite horror movie sequels, so I'm going to steal his idea, but subscribe to his channel in return. Let's get right at it. Bone apple teeth. Get into the meat of this video. The first one I'm going to pick is Sleepaway Camp Part 2. Though Part 3 and the return to Sleepaway Camp, like 4, weren't very good. This one is pretty good. This is also Chris Jericho's favorite horror movie, which I learned listening to his podcast. Yeah, it's funny that he says that because there's nothing too great about this compared to the first. Overall, it's just a pretty fun, raunchy 80s horror movie. Angela comes back, who is the protagonist in the original, and she is a camp counselor and the killer of those who don't want to have fun or those who are breaking the rules at the camp. There's some fun kills. This movie flows good. Sleepaway Camp, you can't go wrong with that. Now, a controversial one, just like the last, I guess. Like, what am I talking about? Controversial to who? It's my own channel. If you don't like it, fuck you. But Creepshow Part 2. Because I know everybody loves the original. I have a pretty nice Arrow video release of it. But people sleep on Creepshow Part 2 because Stephen King and George Romero didn't come back for this one. And it was only 3 skits instead of 5. I've said it once. I'll say it again. You guys know I love my horror anthology films. And it doesn't get much better than this. I mean, this shit was great. You got the Indian statue with the guy trying to rob him. And then you have the raft, which is my favorite. They got this like blob entity in the water when these punk teens go out and smoke joints on a raft. And it's very gory. And then you have the final scene, the hitchhiker, which is unbelievable. So, I mean, it's kind of like in terms of less is more. You know what I mean? So, like, it might not be the best to some people, but in my opinion, all 3 skits, shorts were great. So this movie flows good. It's very fun. I love it. All right, next we got a double pack right here. I feel accomplished because I bought this used, but I bought Blu-ray cases from Amazon like a week ago, so this movie feels almost brand new. So I'm going to go with Part 2, Evil Dead Part 2. A lot of people prefer the first one. I probably do, just based on like the gore and how fucked up it is, but they clearly do a better job with Part 2. So if you guys aren't too familiar with this, they made Part 1. Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell starred in it, from Michigan. And once they got a budget after the first one, they pretty much made the same film again, same plot, but with a bigger budget. So it was a lot of fun. So though I prefer the first, this is one of the best sequels of all time. Definitely Evil Dead Part 2. I would highly suggest watching both of these. This is relatively cheap online, so go grab it. What are you waiting for? Go out and get it. This ain't no Turbo Man, doll. Get the Evil Dead movie, man. That was like a half-hearted Arnold impersonation. So, this is a Scream Factory release that I really like. Day of the Dead. Now, I wish I could show you Dawn of the Dead because that is my favorite sequel to Night of the Living Dead. All George Romero movies, so if you guys aren't too familiar, Night of the Living Dead, these are all George Romero flicks. Night of the Living Dead is when the outbreak starts and people don't know what's happening. Dawn of the Dead is when the outbreak is in total like overdrive and people are panicking. Where Day of the Dead follows like a bunch of scientists and military guys down in like a bomb shelter. And I just really like this one a lot because of like the conflict between all the people in the closed space. It kind of like made the humans seem more like zombies than the actual zombies in a strange way. But I do have a review of this on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. I highly suggest this one. And like I said, beautiful release through Scream Factory. Look at that artwork. Look at it. Last but certainly not least, this is probably the most controversial one I have because everyone loves the original, and Return of the Living Dead Part 1, the original, is probably my favorite horror movie of all time. it could arguably be my favorite movie of all time. So when this one came out, Return of the Living Dead Part 2, lots of people hated it. I grew up watching this movie along with the first and the third, so I can't hate on it. We got Frank and Freddy back playing different roles. Their comedic timing in the original made the movie. It was so good. And this one's a bit more of a comedy, but I love it. It's got a good like scenario in my opinion. Like it takes place in like a new suburb area, like they're building new houses, like a new suburb. And the main character is a kid, and his main enemy, who turns into a zombie, is another kid. So I just thought that was kind of interesting to have like the kid actors playing that role. And not the craziest gore, but there wasn't the most gore in the original anyway. So I just think good characters, good setting. It's funny, it flows. This is one of my very, very favorites. Return of the Living Dead Part 2. Yeah, so what a cool video, right? So I got my 5 right here. Let's go over them again. We got Sleepaway Camp, Creepshow, Evil Dead 2, Day of the Dead, and Return of the Living Dead Part 2. So I know it's December. I think you guys need to watch more horror movies, though. Come on. Don't look for shit on Netflix. All the movies suck on Netflix for horror. Go to Shudder. Go to Prime. Most of these movies are really cheap. And they're universal. It doesn't matter if it's Christmas or not. You'll have fun watching these horror movies. It's COVID season, right? Watch movies. Watch horror movies. But there's my rant. Anyways, happy holidays to everyone out there. I got 2 videos coming out in the next couple weeks. One was let's see what it is. I can't find it. It's beginning to look a lot like Doomsday. It was one I got from a horror pack a while ago. I'm gonna review that one next week for you guys. In the following week, I'm gonna do The Great Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. So yeah, if you guys got any more Christmas horror movies to suggest to me, throw them my way. I'm down for it. I'll do it. I'll watch them. I'll watch the movies and talk on camera. But regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys got any suggestions to good horror sequels, let me know. Comment, like, subscribe, all that stupid shit. Other than that, Blood Guts Gore. I will check you guys next time.